Yo, it's Joe, and we're going to be watching The Legend of Vox Machina, Matthew Mercer, Marisha Ray, and Ashley Johnson's Critical Role's journey. This is going to be pretty cool to see just because I don't really know much about it. I haven't been going through this journey, you know, throughout this process with them and a lot of you guys. So it'd be cool just to see like a little bit of feedback and hear them talk about it. Um, if you like what you see, please support, leave some feedback. If you think there's something I should know, just thank you for watching anyways. That's all I'm going to say on that. Don't want to waste too much time. And we'll get into this video and see what we got going on here.
I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that Vin Diesel will come back to the fold for season 2.
He doesn't have much else going on, right?
Yeah.
Vin Diesel?
He's got some cars he's driving around.
Oh yeah, I have seen him, I have seen like clips of him here and there regarding D&D. That's pretty awesome that they got Vin Diesel in there too. Awesome. They got so many big
All
names.
this got scheduled. I was like, Dan introduces.
I specifically was like, this is mine. Well, let me start this off by saying congratulations. I am so thrilled and proud of all of you. You've made
Yes,
something
sir.
really special here.
Mhm.
I remember that day back in 2015 when the show was just beginning and seeing how far it's
Jeez.
come. There's an
Dude, 2015. 7 years? Man, that's beautiful, man. That's so cool.
animated series on the horizon. It's so cool, and you guys have made something really, really wonderful. So I hope you're all as excited and proud as I am of you. So I wanted to say that first and foremost. But sort of looking back in that spirit of retrospective, what was your feeling like that first night going into Critical Role compared to your last day working on season 1 of The Legend of Vox Machina?
Oh, wow.
You know, a nice little softball to start things off.
Yeah, just throw it out there.
I mean, in a weird way, kind of comparable. Because it's just like emotions and what is happening, and we're just, you know, getting pressed to the back of our seat at, you know, as we hit warp speed. And kind of feels like that has just been the trend throughout all of Critical Role, is just trying to keep up with how crazy that this is all.
Dude, and it's not even like to her point, it's not even just this project. I've seen like on their Critical Role channel, they do a lot, man. They do a lot, and I know they must have worked so hard just for this alone, but they do a lot, man. They put out a lot of different content for the fan base of D&D and like their channel, and it's just they're hard workers, man. You gotta give it to them, and again, it's so cool to see the fruits of their labor. Like, it's just cool. It's just cool, man. I'm happy for them.
Continuing to take off.
It's definitely wild to be continuously setting your expectations low, and then to be trying to then chase where it's going, being like, oh, we
Wait,
really
what did that say?
trying to then.
Silas Briarwood and like 12 other voices. Yeah, man. Happy for this dude. Again, I'm happy for everybody, but I'm gonna be saying that throughout this whole video. But like, for being the DM and from what I understand, from like the little couple of questions that I've asked, like my cousin and stuff like that, it can be a minute just to build your characters, to create this world, and to so like perfectly DM this. Like, he did such a good job. Like, I would never be able to be a DM, and I feel like that's the hardest job, is to be the DM. And he just did such a great job, created a great world, great story, and like, it's hats off to this guy, man. I know he's got to be so happy.
Then chase where it's going, being like.
And again, that's just for the one campaign that I saw. Like, it's nuts. It's absolutely insane.
Oh, we really undershot where we thought would be happening. Oh god.
Yeah, you guys have been repeatedly nuking your expectations from orbit in the best way possible.
I mean, safe, right?
So,
That's
I'm curious
safe to do. Don't get your hopes. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. One of those.
for Marisha and Ashley in particular. What was it like for you to come back to these characters that you spent so much time with, living, breathing, creating, being, embodying? And is there anything different that you wanted to bring to them this time around?
Well, the best, for starters. And I think because we've had so many hours playing as these characters,
It's unfortunate that she's not going to be in the show much. A bunch of you guys have told me that she wasn't around for this campaign, which sucks because I like her as a voice actress. But yeah, let me stop rambling.
because we've had so many hours playing as these characters, it was a pretty seamless transition into getting behind a mic.
It's got to be seamless regardless. Like that's another thing that I noticed, like watching that first episode of the campaign, is that so effortlessly for everyone, because they're all used to, being voice actors and actresses and shaping their voice to sound certain ways, and being able to exclaim at certain points, and like just the talent behind that made them just becoming their characters and kind of getting into their role kind of like effortless. Like it was really like so cool to see like all of these like professionals, and I know that they're all just having fun and having a great time, but just the way that they were able to kind of bring their little story to life, even in that first episode, just with their voices and the funny banter, and like them just having like that chemistry is just, it's so cool. Like I'm sure it's not something you see often.
Mic and making it into an animated series. And that first record that we all had together, around the microphones and just all of us in the same room, and sort of realizing that we're recording an animated series felt truly insane.
Yeah.
But and it takes a while to sort of set in. I don't know if it's set in for me. Maybe once it comes out, it's
Yeah.
like these weird levels of just like, God, that's weird, But I think this is something that we all deeply care about so much. So
You can
if
tell.
we can continue to do this and continue to throw things at the wall and see if it sticks, and then be like, oh, it's still there. Okay. But yeah, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but it's been amazing to sort of bring our characters back, and we've talked about this, and that when you're at the table and you're sort of describing what you're doing in battle, and in your head you're like, oh, this is such a badass and this is awesome, like we are able to show that and take that out of our head and put it on to
Yeah.
an animated series.
Like I said,
which is
that's
pretty dope.
so cool.
It's like jumping back into them. I mean, it was like a family reunion in a weird way.
I mean, yeah, because I didn't even think about it that way. They had to kind of like jump back into these characters and kind of kind of acquaint themselves with the characters that they portrayed. It's been years. Like, I would like to think maybe it's similar to riding a bike for these guys, since they're so good at it, but I mean that takes hard work too. Like it just, after being away from a character like that for so long, to have to get your voice back into it can be tough. Like, I remember, for any of you guys that have ever played Assassin's Creed, the actor for Ezio, and I'm forgetting his name, but he does so many different things. The only other thing that's coming to mind right now is the voice of Sonic, but he stopped doing it for like a year, like once he was done with his games, and he tried to do it again for somebody, and he said that he was even having trouble doing it after a year. So I can only imagine like the amount of hard work that it had to take to kind of get back into that mode and get back into the headspace of the characters that they're portraying. Um, and also, and just one more point to add about the hard work that they do. Like I said, they do a lot of stuff on the Critical Role channel, but all of these people involved have other things that they do outside of outside of this, and they still manage to make this work. That's insane.
Yeah. And like seeing a bunch of old friends, that you haven't seen in a long time. And when campaign 1 finished, I mean, we were like bawling our eyes out because so much of these characters has a lot of who we are in them. And we didn't want to see their stories end, so jumping back into it, it's like, oh, yeah, they're continuing to live on in all these different mediums. It's quite a blessing, honestly.
It's really cool to see. Something else I'm curious about, though, Matt. Did you have to have the discussion with yourself about whether or not you wanted to voice every single other character on the show?
Is that what it is? He wanted to voice like all the NPCs. I think. Wait, I remember hearing something about that, but that was like legit. Like he, for real, for real. My man was dedicated.
We made that joke.
They had to wrestle them from me. It was originally my intent, but these assholes just wouldn't let it run. No, for me, honestly, one of the most exciting parts of doing this animated series was casting these NPCs and watching other actors bring them to life in ways that I never could.
Oh, I get what they're saying. Like during the campaign, he wanted to voice all of these different people, but now that they've got all these great names working on this project, he kind of was able to kind of relax and see them be brought to life by other people and other talents. I get it now. Okay.
Well, a little part of me is in each one of these NPCs that I lived in and created these stories around. And, aside from like a handful that I was like, I still want to do these, being able to have all these wonderful performers do their take on it, elevate it, and flesh them out, and bring it to life has been one of the coolest aspects from my perspective I've experienced with this animated series. I can't wait for folks to get a chance to meet them in this particular format.
Yes, you have quite the murderer's row of incredible nerdy-ass voice actors joining the main cast on this series.
You ain't kidding.
I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that Vin Diesel will come back to the fold for season 2.
He doesn't have much else going on, right?
Yeah.
No, look, he's got some cars he's driving around. Who really knows with that guy?
Putting out some music,
Yes. Look, he can do a duet with Scanlon. It's right there. It writes itself.
That's true. That's true. You're watching this, which I know you are, Vin. Come back.
Yes.
Yes. Soon, Vin. Soon.
Come home.
I like this.
Well, I just want to say congratulations again. I'm so proud of all of you. You've done something really special here, and I can't wait for the rest of the world to get to see it. And yeah, just congrats. You guys did it. It's awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
man. Miss you.
Miss you guys too.
That's so nice, man. Yeah, congrats to them, dude. Like seriously, this is so cool. All these different videos I'm seeing of like seeing all this come together and all the hard work that they do and like getting their input is just, like I said, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's great. But if you have anything you want to add, if you feel like I missed something, or you just want to support, feel free. And yeah, have a good morning, evening, night, wherever you got going on. And I will see you guys in the next video.